Hi, welcome back to Dungeons, Dragons, and Dads, the one-stop shop for all your Dungeons, Dragons, and Dads needs.
Where can I get a dad?
I almost said something really inappropriate there. So last time we left the party, they were headed towards Southmarch to get rid of lay Akronish's remains to rest.
Oh, get rid of.
Yeah. And they were attacked while on the boat by a sea dragon, which they took care of pretty easily. And they are now arriving at the town of Southmarch. And we're in. So, you arrive at the town of Southmarch. It has an arid climate, palm trees, and apparent laid-back culture. Through the southern entrance of the town, you see a long road. The road goes up half a mile, then turns right. It's a bustling trade hub with a major harbor, many citizens walking the streets, and even a fully decorated city guard to keep the peace, with freshly laundered uniforms and polished armor and weapons. Straight ahead of you is the city portcullis gate in the wall for entrance. Just outside it are two large burly guards in full armor. So,
Is this
show you the
where
map
you're from?
here.
It is. This is him. Oh, look at that.
Oh, lovely.
That's Southmarch. A lot of big palm forest outside, apparently. I was still
Dense.
tinkering with the tree effect.
Alright. So, we all get off the boat.
Yep, you okay?
Tell the captain thanks for nothing.
Yeah.
We saved your boat.
I'm banging on the side of my crate, like, dude, let me out.
The captain chuckles and bends over a little bit more, and one more time for good measure. Opens up the crate, says, "Come on out, little fella."
Oh man, all right, thank you.
Thank you for riding with us. We know you don't have any other choices.
Thanks for the ride. Yeah. So, is he getting out off also, or you staying?
Yeah. I come out of my room with my big straw wizard hat, and my flip flops on, and like, hey, can I go with you guys? I've been on this just world tour of scholastic wizarding, and fighting that dragon kind of gave me an eggplant for adventuring again. So, I don't even care what you guys are doing. I just
Gave him a bard?
I want to go. Hang out.
Far out. I'm gonna follow her. She knows where she's going, I think.
He's got a bard on.
Yeah.
Alright, so we're all following Vansis.
I'm probably gonna be cloaked for right now. I mean,
Alright, so you don't
Alright.
want to gain any attention.
we're not right yet. No.
Yeah. Okay, so where are we going? Right now, you are
I'm probably gonna want to head to
right about here.
Orkanish's family or
Yeah.
adopted family.
So these big gates in front of us.
Akronish's family, I don't know if you saw the character sheet for him, but they were orcs, and they had actually moved back up to the mountains, so they're not, as far as you know, they're not in Southmarch anymore.
Oh, okay.
As we approach the city walls, I'm gonna go
Sometimes
ahead and
getting a
cast
messenger or
Pass Without Trace
something.
on myself.
Okay.
Is he raised
What
by
does that do?
orcs?
Now, contrary to what that map looks like, the doors are
He
open,
was City
Okay.
Watch.
so
City Watch.
Now it just says a veil of shadows and silence radiates from you, masking you from detection for the duration of each creature, which I only use it on myself. So I get a +10 bonus to dexterity, stealth checks, and can't be tracked except by magical means.
okay, so you're going through the city gates.
Yeah, I'm just following on the.
Okay.
I'm just no longer. able to
So
see.
as the party approaches, and they only see 4 people apparently. Especially, I mean, I don't know really why you need to do that. You're like 1 foot tall. But, as
Is
you
that a
approach the city,
halfling in your pants, or are you happy to see me?
as, as you approach the city gates, the guard on the right steps forward towards you and says, "Oi, official business only."
I'm
Clearly doesn't know who
Is
this is.
this? Are we? Is he on good? Is he in good
Did I
station?
stutter?
This is official business, and I'll take down the hood. And
Alright.
they are friends of mine.
Oh, I'm sorry, my lady. I didn't realize it was you. And give me a charisma check, real quick.
I rolled a 4.
All right. So the guard officer says to you, "I won't tell anybody I saw you. I know you're probably trying to lay low."
Much
He
appreciated.
much to the protest of the other guard, he tells them to let your party pass inside the town. So as you enter the city, on your left on your left is an inn with a job posting board for work to be done. There's no jobs posted on it right now.
I know that feeling.
The inn appears to be a 2-story building from the outside. As you've arrived, it's almost sundown, and one of the inn's employees comes out to light the outside sconces that are on both sides of the grand double-door entrance to the building. You hear the sounds of jovial respite as the employee opens the door and walks outside. The inn employee also writes the word "no" beside the sign which says vacancy. Outside of the inn are many tables with patrons playing cards, eating, and drinking.
We're going there.
Okay.
Is there any music playing?
They're partying. Oh, I need a job. Maybe there is a job on the job board after all.
Self-appointed.
All right. So, do you make any actions, or so right now the bar looks like it's a barmaid. She wrote no vacancy outside, and she's starting to go back in. But you guys want to do anything at this time?
Are there any like shops in town or?
If you go farther into the town, roll me a perception check real quick.
What kind of town is Southmarch?
It's a southern trade hub. It's a trade hub in the south.
11.
11. Okay, so basically you see a sign at the corner that says, Smithy. There's a tailor shop down there. There's a butcher shop, some bakeries, just some standard goods. It's all on the south here. Even though I didn't put one here on this local map, there's like a harbor here that all the shops are kind of near the harbors to export goods, stuff like that, or to import.
So are you thinking about the smithy? For the
Maybe.
scales?
Oh yeah, we gotta unload that off the boat, don't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, the captain's still in harbor, and he actually told you that he, due to some of the, there was huge damage done to the boat from the dragon, but he's gonna keep it in port for some repairs. So he said he's probably gonna be in town for about a week, and he'll hold your stuff for you.
Okay, cool.
If he needs to.
Yeah, well, I say we go ahead and go try to find a room for the night.
If we have to, we could sleep on the boat, right? I'm
Yeah.
sure he'd allow
I'm
us
not going
to
back
do
in
that.
that crate.
You can bump to me, little guy.
Alright. I'd be okay with that.
So yeah, is there time to try to find that smithy?
It is the only thing I'll tell you, is that it is sundown. So
Yeah, the shop's probably closed now.
yeah, there might be stuff closing.
Tavern time!
Going to the bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm still hidden, but I'm just kind of following them around.
Okay, so I'll say that as the barmaid's about to go back inside, and you notice what seems to be a fight over a game of cards breaking out with some of the outside tables. The barmaid rolls her eyes and clutches the rolling pin that was already in her hand that she was previously flattening dough with, and mutters, "Not again."
Seems a bit mean.
Yeah, people are just putting up with stuff. So, right now there's a little bit of a scuffle. It looks like the barmaid's gonna go over and try to break it up.
As the son of a cousin, I would like to. find out what our guy's doing.
All right, so you do have constabulary thing.
Try to figure out what's the problem. What the problem is, guys.
Okay, so is anybody else going with him or?
I will.
I'm trailing beside him. I'm gonna kind of get around
Okay.
to the back of the table.
All right, so as you approach the table, so I'll say this for Chuff. As Chuff approaches the table, he's looking eye level. He notices much lower in the circle of commotion. What has ensued are two halflings doing their best but failing to hurt each other. Like two younger brothers who don't know how to really fight. One of the halflings pushes another one away and says, "You no good snarveling cheat." The other replies with, "You're just angry, you're losing." So one of the halflings has accused the other halfling of cheating at what seems to be a cards game.
So are they down at ground level doing this below the table?
They're kind of rolling in the dirt. They're not under the table
is
or
their
anything.
coin and everything still on top of the table?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna walk around
Not
behind, hop up on the
anymore.
table,
Yeah.
and pocket their coin.
Alright. So due to your spell, no one really notices. They just keep on trying to punch each other. They're pulling their shirts are pulled up to their shoulders, and they're just, getting their kidney punches in and
Try to separate them, right?
All right. So you want to try to separate them?
Yeah.
With one finger.
Guys, come on.
So you pull the two halflings apart pretty easily, and they're both trying, just kind of hold me back, kind of thing.
Do you guys know each other?
Maybe, bro.
Alright, so I go ahead and let the spell dissipate as I'm standing on top of the table now.
Yeah.
And I see him holding both halflings, like, "Unhand my brother!" And I run and jump off the table and hit him.
Me?
So, as you give me a athletics check.
Both of us?
No.
Oh, okay.
Athletics or dex? Athletics?
I'm gonna say athletics.
Okay.
Since you're jumping.
18.
All right. So with grace and poise, you jump up to head level of Chuck, and you punch him right in the nose, and you drop back down and scurry off a little bit.
Jeez.
And Chuck is kind of like he's holding two halflings in the air by their cuffs, by their scruff. And
Was it enough to make him drop one of them?
And he does drop both of them, and they go back to wrestling.
They'll never
So
learn.
you dropped them both?
Yeah, he dropped them both. They go back to
Alright.
they start wrestling in the dirt again.
I'm gonna pick one of them up.
Yeah.
So I've got one. I'm gonna ask him who cheated.
All right. So is this the one that did the accusing or the accused?
I have no idea. I can't tell that.
Oh yeah, well it's a bit of a. So, all right. Well, I can answer that. So when you ask the one halfling that you picked up who cheated, he says he did. He had a card up his sleeve that wasn't part of the deck.
Okay, so I'm gonna throw him aside and I'm gonna start to draw my long sword to take care of the cheater.
All right. Give me an intimidation check.
Lawful.
I feel like we should almost roll initiative at this point.
8.
The halfling just kind of scoffs at you and laughs, and he says, "You think you can scare me, robe man?"
Alright, well
He told you.
I'm gonna attack with my longsword. What's up,
Alright.
man?
All right.
This seems like a bad
He
idea.
made you play a card.
You guys can stop me.
I'm still outside.
I'm going to try, actually.
To
I'm going
stop
to try
me?
to block the sword.
Dex.
You don't have to
I'm
block
letting
it.
him-
You can just say, "Hey, bro, calm down."
1 plus
Oh no!
So now
4
you're,
total.
So
you're helplessly in between me and.
We're part of the problem now.
so
Okay, so I see that the little man's taking this too seriously, so I put the sword away.
Okay,
well, what?
so the wizard stays his sword as the halfling druid Moonbrock. He kind of he kind of goes to jump in front of the sword, and he really intends to. But what he does is he just kind of flips over himself, and you can almost picture like birds
I keep
going.
forgetting, man. As a halfling, I get that lucky roll, or if I roll a 1, I get to re-roll it. But I keep forgetting every time.
Yeah, it's okay.
It's fine.
I
Yeah.
just feel sorry for everybody at this point. I wanted it to be over.
All right. So the accuser, he flags, he yells at a city guard that's walking by, and the city guard comes by and says, "Is it true? Do you have a card underneath your sleeve?" And the accused halfling says, "Well, no, I don't. I don't know what he's talking about. He's crazy. I don't know. He just says he makes stuff up sometimes."
Does she know these guys? Do you know these guys?
I
Can I
do
get
not
back
know
to my
these
feet?
guys.
They don't recognize the princess.
Let me get back to my feet.
Yeah.
And the one that's accused, or the one that's accusing the other one. So which sleeve was it up?
It's in the right sleeve. You can see it. It's plain as day. Are you guys crazy?
Like, all right. So all right, I'll check. So I'm gonna roll sleight of hand. See if I
Okay.
can reach up, palm the card if it is there. Pull it back out.
All right.
Tricky.
Is that
13, 11, 24.
All right. There is very much, in fact, a face card. It's like basically an ace up his sleeve. There, and you pull it out, and the whole crowd goes in
No,
unison.
no, I'm
What?
palming it. Trying to
you
hide
palm.
the card.
Okay. Sorry. So you discreetly put it in your
Yeah.
pocket.
Yeah,
Okay.
so see, there's nothing there.
And that's when the accused halfling looks at you and says, he's just like, because he knows he's guilty, but he's looking at you like, yeah, see, nothing there. I don't know what you guys are talking about. You're crazy.
Dude, you are smooth. Stealing money off the
That is
table,
slick.
stealing cards out of their hand, basically.
So the commotion dies down. The city guard, he kind of has a word with the accuser and says, "Don't be making stuff up just cause the card game didn't go your way." Yeah, I know. And
Works.
yeah, and he walks off. Commotion dies down a little bit. The accuser says, "Well, I'm going home," and he walks down the street and off into the sunset, basically. I gotta look up his name. The accused halfling he looks at you, Moonbrock, and he says, "I don't know what you did, but I really appreciate it. The name's Duncher. I'm at your service."
Duncer?
Duncher.
Duncher. Just tell him, like, if you're gonna try to pull that stuff, at least do it smart enough where you don't get caught.
Yeah, you're
Danger.
probably right. Still, I appreciate it all the same. Do you need help with anything? I feel I owe you a favor.
We could use someplace to stay tonight.
Okay. Well, you can stay at my house. The beds are kind of small, but my great aunt, she's been sick and she sleeps upstairs all the time. And the only thing that might bother you is the sound of her snoring.
I appreciate the offer. I think we'll find somewhere else.
Okay, well, it still stands. It's just down the road and on the left. It's the second building. Can't miss it. There's a big chicken outside. Not a real one, but like a drawing of one.
Alright, well, thank you.
Alright, so they go on their way.
Why is there a chicken outside?
You don't need to know.
Oh, okay.
Alright, so as the halflings part, I pull their coin out of my little purse and be like, alright guys, the drinks are on them.
Yes.
Yay!
And everyone was happy. Everyone liked that.
Alright, what do we want to do next?
Drink.
Yeah, drink.
Alright, so you go in, start drinking.
Like to walk. Is there music playing?
Yeah, I mean here and there. I don't. It seems like people if
Like, is there a stage?
Look, there's kind of one by the hearth,
Okay.
by the fire.
All right. I'd like my bard to walk over to the corner.
Mhm.
He takes off Pimp Thimble's apron, so he looks a little more presentable.
Of course.
She's had on the whole time. He just chucks it at the wizard, and then he just starts snapping at all of you guys. Somebody spotlight me.
He's the fireman.
I can cast daylight on you. Kind of like the spotlight.
There,
Yeah.
you're illuminated. You're also burning.
Yeah.
But people can see you. You're getting a lot of attention right now.
So, where do we need to go to
Are
take
you
care of
getting ready
this?
to like bust into song?
Maybe. I'm trying to.
If you do, I got you some like stage effects. I'll take care of that.
All right, let's do it. All right, so he walks up to the mic, or to the not a mic. It's just a wooden bar that kind of looks like a mic, and he leans into it. He said, "This one's about my journeys with a magical man named Rad waiting for me." Just tries to do this really shitty Johnny Cash voice.
As he says that, I use Druidcraft to create a sensory effect, like a gust of wind that blows his hair back.
Oh, I whip that loot around.
Okay, go on. I'm loving it.
And he just starts going after it. Well, Johnny's in the basement mixing up the medicine. I'm on the pavement thinking about the government. A man in a trench coat about to get laid off says he's got a bad cough, wants to get it paid off.
Nice.
Now,
Tom, give me a charisma check.
And maybe a performance.
oh no. Oh, 18.
Okay. So you start getting a little bit of a gathering around where you're singing, and you're catching many eyes of women and other. You know, the men want to be you, and the women want to be with you.
Dude, perfect.
You're just really, you're kind of killing it, crushing it.
Excellent. And that's it. That's all I got. He swings the lyre right back around. The lute.
Yeah.
Lute back around, pulls his hat down, and just steps off. He also grabs the apron back from.
The whole entire time,
Thanks,
the wizard's
kid.
just been standing there like.
just holding the stinky apron.
I'm gonna cast minor illusion, so it looks like a giant crowd of people are cheering for you.
It was me the whole
No
time.
one else can see it but you. But I want you to think.
So just blowing kisses as I'm walking through the doorway.
And nobody. So as Thom the Bard leaves the room, accepting gratitude and cheer from his invisible friends.
Hands everywhere.
You're welcome. You're welcome too.
Sorry, because if you start to bomb, I can do the same thing. There's like a little rain cloud over your head. It starts raining on the stage.
Well, that's for the sad songs, right?
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
the slow one.
So that's it. Starting to build my legacy. Hopefully pleasing Supreme Rad.
All right. So, let me
We're gonna
see
have to
here.
take these
I'm gonna see if I can sweet talk
I'm thinking.
the barmaid into an extra room for the night. Like I know they've got to have a couple spare.
All right, you approach her. What do you say?
Let's ask her if there's any chance we could get a room for the night.
She says, "Sorry, but like the sign says, no vacancy. It's not vacant. It's the opposite of empty."
You don't have any spare room at all?
Got a crate.
We
Give
can pay you
me
handsomely.
actually, before I do that, give me a insight check.
She's lying.
19.
You can tell that she's not necessarily lying. She just, well, I'll just say this outright. What she might have available, she doesn't consider to be a standard room that would, you know, be good for a paying customer.
Hourly rates.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we've been stuck on a ship for some time. Our standards are pretty low. I recently spent the last 3 weeks in a crate.
I'm gonna walk up to the barmaid and ask if are any of these people here patrons of the bar staying in a room tonight?
Well, I don't think it's really. And she looks at you and says, I don't think it's really any of your business to. I don't think they would appreciate me telling you that if they were.
I'm gonna intimidate her.
Roll it.
That room. Who's sleeping there?
10. Okay. She laughs at you and says, ha, I've flattened cakes that were tougher than you.
It makes me sad.
To be fair, you are a poshy elf, so you're not exactly intimidating.
I'm not a poshy elf.
He's
I'm a
wearing
backwoods
flip-flops.
wizard.
You're an elf, so I mean,
He's like a guru elf. That's what
Yeah,
it.
I guess.
That's what it kind of makes me think of, because he's like a high elf, but he's like, basically starting a cult in the Mojave Desert.
Up
Or,
on the
yeah,
mountain. Up on that mountain.
So can I walk over to any woman in the bar and ask if I can stay in her room tonight? Just trade her for her room.
No, because you don't know who's staying there. You're just gonna have to ask everyone.
So
Oh,
you
you're
approach,
right,
you
you're
approach,
right.
so there's a woman next to you.
Yeah. So I say, hey.
Why are you talking to me?
Because of the hair, maybe. I don't know.
I look like a lady.
Well, if
that
you
you meet at the bar.
put it over
I
your
don't
shoulder.
Anyway.
Elf stuff.
While they're doing this, can I just? I'm gonna go find
wait a second.
one of the guards.
Don't we have somebody that like lived here, was royalty, and like could maybe get us a room at the palace?
That's what I'm trying to take care of right now. But if you guys want to keep intimidating people,
Hey, you!
Intimidating barmaids.
Yeah.
Give us a room anywhere.
This is fun.
Yeah.
If I could have found out who was staying there, I was just gonna vanish.
All right. So the barmaid,
Oh, you with the flat cake.
the barmaid. Before you do that, the barmaid does. Who fought out? And you
I
asked her.
Yeah.
She sighs. She can see you guys are really struggling to get a room for the night. So she says, "All right." It's
Just
late.
Shoveled by.
She looks at you and says, "It's late." She looks at Moonbrock and says, "It's late. My husband doesn't get off work for another 3 hours,
Oh.
and he needs dinner. So
Charisma
I have a
checks.
proposition for you. I have a very
Did you kill my husband?
I don't want to make him dead.
and that's an empty bed. I have a proposition for you though. If you can, I made a sandwich for him for dinner, and I can't get out of here right now. Can you take it to him? And I'll give. It's not a great room, but if you deliver my husband's dinner to him, he's one of the city guards at the keep. I will give you that room for free tonight.
Yeah, I'd be
It's a
happy.
small room, but it's got a few beds. It's got enough beds for y'all. So
This could have been the perfect cooking with a Porkenrush spin-off right here.
Well,
we make the guards
well,
dinner.
now it would just be a
Since
picture
we've
of
seen
him
this
as
happen.
Ash, just gonna smoke.
yeah, I mean she's starting to leave, but you two are.
I'm gonna snatch that sandwich from the halfling before he eats it. He sticks it in his pocket.
Probably a good idea.
Yeah, that's probably not a bad idea. All right, so we're gonna take her up on her offer.
Yeah, I'm okay with
Yeah.
that.
All five
Sounds
of us.
like a fair
I will remind you one thing: is that Vansis was straight up exiled from this town.
Yep.
So just to let you guys
Not
know,
a good thing.
it might not be a card you want to play all the time.
But it could be now that her love that tore her asunder is no longer an issue. Like, hey, he's dead. Come on
She's
back.
like, my bad.
Okay, so we're gonna go deliver the sandwich. All right, so you leave the inn, traveling farther north into town. The farther, one thing I should mention to you is that while the city guard was there for the whole card incident, he threatened to hang the halfling who was accused, and that actually is
Just
something
on-
that Vantis, not to railroad it too hard here, but that is something that Vantis mentions. She says, "That's out of that doesn't make sense. My father would never have a law to, have someone executed for
That's 'cause you're
for
gone.
something so
No
simple."
longer in power.
Yeah.
For cheating.
That's out of character. She's like, something's not right there, because maybe that guard was just trying to intimidate him, scare him. But yeah, as you make your way into town, Vantis also seems especially concerned since it hasn't been but a few years since she's been here, and the state of affairs seems to have decayed quite a bit since then. Her father and mother, the king and queen, would never let the city fall into such a poor condition. And as you guys get closer to the keep, you notice a cart lopsided in the mud in the middle of the road. You get closer and it's obvious the man is trying to put a wheel back on his wagon. Do you pass by or stop or?
I'm gonna try to help him.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know anything about putting a wheel back on a wagon.
You just
but-
need it's just
I
falling
do.
off the
We know
spoke.
somebody
He
who
needs-
does.
Oh, you do? You're,
Vehicles land tool proficiencies.
really? Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Hey, buddy. Looks like you need a hand.
Yeah. The
I
hand needs a hand.
All right.
Yeah.
I
Well,
will.
he's a farmhand.
I
but,
will offer him some help.
So he says, "Oh well, thank you so much. I was worried I couldn't get back to the farm before the sun went down, and I don't want to travel these highways alone." Something else Vantis notices is that highwaymen really weren't a problem last time she was here.
Are we on this road?
Yeah, we're like
Or are we
We're heading
inside the?
inside.
you're like about right here, I'd say.
So as he's helping with the wagon wheel,
Wagon wheel.
is there anything evident in the back of his wagon, or is it empty?
No, when you ask him, he says, "Oh, I'm just delivering these crops to the we deliver crops to the kitchen inside the keep for the royal guard, for their food and stuff." And I won't give you a check on that. You help him get his. You guys, we'll say if you guys want to help, but you get the wagon lifted up, slide the wheel back on, hammer it back in. It's good to go. He shakes your hand and says, "Oh, thanks so much. You seem like someone who could really, get some good work done on the farm. Let me see here.
He's talking to the fighter, right? Because he would.
Yeah. Unless there's
I'm folk
crocodiles.
hero.
Man, did you see those trees?
I do
What
stuff.
did you say?
Chores.
I love chores.
Daddy
Oh,
always
man.
said.
Takes off his armor and throws his swords down. Ah!
But yeah, he looks at you and says, "Oh, thank you so much. My name is Raynar. Thank you very much for your assistance, folks. I'll be on my way, but we could use some strong hands like yours." He pointing at the at Chaff or Chuff. Pointing at Chuff, and he said, "Chibby, chop, chop." And he says, "We could use some strong hands and a helping spirit at Farnsworth Estate up north of town. So if you're ever looking to, just make a living and doing some chores, and it's just," he says it ain't much, but it's honest work.
Look at him lighten up.
Yeah.
He's like-
Well,
Great, we just lost our
That's-
fighter.
He's out there throwing hay around.
These are my people.
All right, so
Salt of the earth.
So this guy was going into the keep.
yeah, he was going into the keep to deliver food.
So I know we already have a room.
Yeah.
But
So you're delivering the sandwich right now, right?
Yeah.
So, do we follow this guy? Is he going the
Well, I
same
mean, we're
place?
going
as
the
us?
He's not going the same way you are.
Oh, okay.
He's going into the Royal Guard keep. The guy you're delivering the sandwich to is, I would say like he's going about right here, or here, and you're going to the Royal Guard or to the City Guard keep. Or
so we're both
building.
going inside.
You're going
keep
inside
walls.
the keep.
Okay.
Okay.
Just different
Are
areas.
But yeah, you do follow him behind, but you soon part ways because you're going different directions.
Are they going to let us in? Should we?
Do we need to hide under the?
Like, hey,
I'm-
bro, can you get us in here?
I'll be cloaked.
No, there's no requirement really to get in. They allow any citizens. It's only there's certain areas inside certain buildings that are obviously off limits to commoners. But
Oh, I guess this is official business. Sandwich delivery.
yeah. All right. So you continue into the city guard offices. What the heck? I should have proofread this.
We're like the.
So
if I'm allowed to say that. Dwarf dash, yeah. Dwarf dash.
so the
That seems worse, doesn't it?
I don't know.
as you come up to the area where the barmaid told you to come, She told you his name's Gunther. He's and you see a man matching that description, and
Got a
you
sandwich
have
here
the
for
sandwich,
Gunther.
right? Wizard has the sandwich.
I'll give the sandwich to Goober.
Okay. Well, Goober graciously accepts and says, "Wow, thank you," and you didn't even steal it. It's good to see honesty these days. And he actually he kind of looks a little sad, but he says, I've got something that I could help. If you could help me with it, I'll give you a little bit of money. And if you seem like you're the type of people to help somebody out, so could you do me a favor?
What's the favor?
Well, you see, across the street there is the War Registrar's office, and they have my son's in the army right now, our son, and they have the reports of the dead that come in every day, and it's posted inside the door there. And if you could please just look, his name's Thomas Loger. Could you go and see if his name's on there?
How do you spell that?
Logier.
How much is this worth?
He said, I'll tell you what, you've been so kind in helping my family out, I'll give you 50 gold.
That is
Alright.
too much.
If you give us 75 gold, if he is on the ledger, we'll make sure he's removed.
It's not going to make him not dead.
So while he's haggling, I'm just gonna leave the party and go look.
Okay. So,
Yeah, it's the right thing to do.
alright.
You guys and your
Make it
freebies.
disappear.
It's easy for you to say that. You had a full gold altar. I'm a starving musician.
But you're with us, man.
Alright,
Gold altar.
Gristle, when you walk across the street and up the steps, just inside is in the main hallway where the clerks and recruiters are. The list of the dead is hanging on a long piece of parchment just by the door coming in. You find the name Thomas Loger written plainly.
So I'm gonna go back down and tell him.
Okay.
Dude, should we tell him?
Instead of telling him, can we not go try to find the body and reanimate him?
He's in
Like, there's gotta be a necromancer.
He-
somewhere.
We
he
can find
was
one, right? We'll take
fighting
him
in
off
the
the
army
list.
in a very distant land. I mean, that would be a very long quest.
We could find a guy that looks kind of like him in the local cemetery.
Well, never mind.
These guys don't even know him that well.
That's how
Alright.
it
I'm
starts.
torn. Like,
We need to have some sidebar businesses.
Alright, so as Gristle tells Gunther that his son unfortunately did die in action, his eyes well up and he says, "Thank you for delivering this important and grave news to a stranger. It can't have been easy for you." Gunther writes a few sentences on a piece of paper, thanking his wife for the sandwich. And then he starts to cry, well up even more, and he says, "I wanted him to join the city guard like me. I told him it was a lot safer. He was seeking glory in combat from the moment he was given to us." Actually, on second thought, I'll need to tell her this myself. This isn't the type of message I want to just send via a stranger. He thanks you for your time and says he'll remain at his post, because otherwise he would probably be hanged for dereliction of duty. Vansis
There's an
is
idea
like,
for your song.
hey,
What the?
Yeah.
Break into it right now.
yeah. So Vansis once again,
I'm gonna use
What
druid.
the heck?
I'm gonna use druid grab.
yeah.
Do a little cloud over.
Things
it.
sound kind of bad around here.
Yeah, things are
Let me-
pretty bad.
This is super sad. Let's go somewhere else. I don't need
This
this
is
bringing me
super
down.
sad. Let's go somewhere
Alright, so
else.
what do we want to do next?
Is there a tavern inside this keep?
There's a small one, but it says for soldiers only on the outside.
We're all soldiers in life's war.
Okay.
We just killed a big water snake.
I'm gonna go ahead and try to go in.
Should you what now?
I'm gonna go ahead and just walk right in.
As soon as you walk in, everybody looks at you in shock and amazement. And then one of the guards picks you up by the shirt neck and just
I
tosses
was
you back
gonna
out.
buy a round for everybody.
Soldiers only.
Shop talk.
Hard pass.
Alright, so where did we land on that whole
So we got a room.
wild shape thing? So now that I've seen them, can I appear to be the same?
Well, you can't. You can only. The druids can only do animals, though, right?
It says creatures.
Is there anything we need
Creatures,
inside that
animals,
bar?
What's the distinction there?
Or you just want to drink?
What do you want to turn
He
this
wants
I
to
was
see
see
if
if I
there's
can
a-
actually do it.
Okay.
A bigger
alright.
tankard that he could turn into.
All right. So, I mean, do you want to?
No,
You can give it a
it's
try.
not worth it.
All right.
When the DM asks, "Do you really want to?"
I just mean like, because he asked me if he could, and I'm like,
Reconsider.
no.
I'll go back to the
So you're gonna rejoin the
end.
party?
Yeah.
You
Do
go back to the
I
inn?
This is
recognize?
discrimination.
Do I recognize any of the city watch or any of the guards that?
Yeah. Not yet. You haven't seen seen anyone you noticed yet. But you are close to the area where you would arrange for Aquanish's remains to be buried.
Mhm.
We're at 3 now.
I'll start.
By the way.
Yeah. I'm probably gonna make my way to that place.
Okay, so you're gonna go to the. It's the registrar's office. It's here in the middle. It's here in the keep area.
Yeah.
Okay. So you're gonna go arrange for his burial before
Yeah.
you go into the night.
Before sleepy sleep.
Before sleepy sleep.
Before I cast the sleep spell on myself.
Oh god.
It usually only takes 2 or 3 beers for that to happen.
So as you walk up to the city guard offices to arrange for Aquanish's burial, to the left of the main entrance you see a tall man with salt and pepper hair and a mustache, and the right guard is young, maybe not even 20 years of age. The left guard says, "State your business."
I'm here to see about the remains and burial of my fiance.
All right, give me a charisma check.
13.
Okay. So he says, that's when he recognizes who you are. He says, "Oh, I didn't know." And he kind of looks down for a little bit and thinks, and he looks over at the younger guard who really doesn't like that he's doing this, but he says, "Let her through." And is anybody with her right now?
I'll hang with.
Okay, so Chuck. So he says, let them through. And
Is it like a begrudging thing, or is this like,
I think it's more
Is this gonna
that
be like
he
What
knows
is
he might get in
John?
trouble, but
Oh,
his
okay.
respect for you and for Aquanish, since he knows who you guys are. Let's see here. So you enter the registrar's office for the City Watch. At the desk is the captain of the City Watch. Fantis recognizes him as Aquanish's old commanding officer, Thaluk. "Princess," says Thaluk. "It's been 4 years. How is Aquan? Is he here?"
he is, but not in the manner that you would like him to be.
Oh, I see. Well, what do you need? Are you trying to return him?
Yeah, arrangements for his burial. And to alert his family of his passing.
I see. Well, as you know, he was labeled a deserter, but I'll say that a request came from the royal family as emotions towards you.
Like,
What? Can I ask them about the changes in the laws of the land or whatever?
Yeah, you sure can.
What
do
check
anything.
would this be?
I'll block it with the illusion of choice, if not.
I rolled a 7.
Yeah. Oh,
But just
yeah. You don't need to do a roll on
slightly.
that, especially. But if you're still in that room talking to this guy,
Yeah.
I'll just say that he knows you, and he had a close relationship with your husband. Oh, Lord. Sorry. And he says, "I don't know what happened, Princess.
Like what gives with the hangings?
About 4 years ago, around the time you left, that was the time that things started changing. The Keen doesn't come out and visit the people anymore. He's instituted this, it's almost like a draconian set of laws where any offense is punishable by death. And I thought we were a pretty progressed city here in Southmarch, but it seems like things have taken a back turn."
It's almost like something bad happened. Like your daughter abandoned me.
So yeah, was the background like you two deserted because your families were?
I abdicated. Yeah.
Because he was not
Left
noble
behind
blood.
because it was not noble.
Okay.
That couldn't have been all of it, though.
And I don't know if I told you, he says to you, but the Queen jumped from the tallest tower in the keep just a few months ago. Francis, your mother, she died.
I'm gonna ask would I know where she's buried?
I don't know.
Or
They didn't have a funeral or anything like that. For all I know, they just fed her to the hogs. Who knows?
What?
whoa.
Are you serious?
I'm not. It might make. I'm just saying. For all I know, there didn't seem to
There
be
wasn't
much
anything
reverence for her passing. Is all I mean.
Oh.
There wasn't an official funeral.
That seems.
And
weird.
that was like a couple months ago.
Yeah.
If only you'd come back soon.
Thanks.
I'm not
Thanks,
this is
Hal.
heavy.
I know, right?
My boy just said, "What if fed your mom to the hogs?" Huh?
Well, he's not here. I'm just saying that. As the DM, I'm saying, wow.
Okay. I'm gonna, at this point, I think I'm gonna go back and try to find the rest of the party and kind of relay this information to them as well.
Okay.
So,
So you're gonna head back. We're gonna head back towards the inn.
Yeah, that's where I'm at right now.
Okay, so
Just
you headed
drinking
back to
away.
the inn.
Yeah, I'm with him.
Wizard and Bard are in the inn, and you two are gonna head back to the inn.
Mhm.
All right. So as you are almost to the inn, and you see your other party members inside, instantly the guard, about a dozen guards swarm you and grab you, and all five of you, and they say the king wants a word with his daughter.
Welcome home.
We're just the sandwich guys, man.
I work for Jimmy John's.
DoorDash.
And I think we're gonna wrap it up there. That concludes episode 6, I think.
Makes sense.
Dungeons,
Yeah.
Dragons,
Episode
and
6.
Dads. Tune in next time, where we'll see where that takes the party.
Jailbreak.
They've just been sequestered by the city guards, and Keen said he wanted a word with his daughter. So, tune in next time. Thank you all for watching.